Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to learn how to find an equation of a linear graph from only 2 points. Now before we start, it is very important that you watch the last video on how to find the slope of 2 points of a linear graph to properly follow along. Okay, so here we have our first example. We are told that point 1 comma negative 4.5 and point negative 2.5 and 6 are part of the same linear graph, and we are asked to find that equation that contains those 2 points. Now to do this, we're going to use point slope form, and this is a formula for it. Y minus y1 equals m, which is the slope, times x minus x1. Now, notice how it says y1 and x1. That means we're going to use a point, and right here, m means that we're going to use the slope. So, in order to do this, we have to find the slope and use one of the 2 points. One of the 2 points given, so it could be either this one or this one. Now, first of all, let's find the slope of these 2 points. So, remember, the slope equals change in y over change in x, so let's go ahead and do that. So 6 minus negative 4.5 over negative 2.5 minus 1. Okay, so now we would have 6, this becomes a plus 4.5 would be 10.5 over negative 2.5 minus 1 would be negative 3.5, and this would then simplify down to negative 3, which would be your slope. So now let's go ahead and use this formula in order to find the equation that contains these 2 points that we were given. So y minus y1, and remember we could use either this point or this point. I'm going to go ahead and use this second one, minus 6, since it is y, equals negative 3, which is the slope, multiplying x minus x1, which is negative 2.5, so it becomes plus 2.5 because it will be minus negative 2.5. So now let's go ahead and distribute this. We get y minus 6 equals negative 3x, and now negative 3 times 2.5 is negative 7.5. Now we're going to add 6 to both sides, and we will get y equals negative 3x minus 1.5. And that will be the equation for the linear graph containing these 2 points. Okay, here we have another example, and if we were told that the point 4, 5 and negative 6, negative 2.5 are 2 points in the same linear graph, and we're asked to find the equation of that graph. Now, once again, we're going to use point slope form in this case, which is this formula over here. And since we have to use the slope, that is what we have to find first. So, again, change in y over change in x. So, negative 2.5 minus 5 over negative 6 minus 4. So now this is going to equal negative 7.5 over negative 10. Now this would be 7.5 over 10. This is negative divided by negative will give you a positive. And now this would simplify into 3/4. This will be the simplest form. So the slope is 3/4. Now we're going to take one of these 2 points. Now I'm going to use the first one right here. So 4, 5. And simply substitute the values into the point slope formula. So y minus y1, so the y position would be 5. So y minus 5 equals to the slope, which is 3/4, multiplying x minus x1, which would be 4, minus 4. Now we're going to distribute the 3/4, and we get y minus 5 equals 3/4 x, and now 3 over 4, 4 over 1. Now we would multiply across, and we would get 12 over 4, negative 12 over 4. So y minus 5 equals negative 3/4 x minus 3. We're going to add 5 to both sides, and we will get that y is equal to 3/4 x plus 2. And now this would be the equation of the linear graph that includes these 2 points. There we go. Y equals 3/4 x plus 2. Okay, so here we have another example, and this one's a little bit different. We are given the slope, which is 2, and the y-intercept, which is 3. Now, in order to use the point slope form, we have to use the slope. So we have that ready, and a point. Now, we were told that the y-intercept is 3, so that means that when x is 0, the y value is 3. So we can infer that this would be the point that contains the y-intercept. When x is 0, y is 3. And now we have the point we need in order to use the point slope. So let's go ahead and do that. We would do y minus y1. So y minus 3 equals 2, which is the slope, multiplying x. In this case, it's minus 0, so it would just be x, since 0 is x1. Now, let's go ahead and distribute, and we'll get y minus 3 equals 2x. We would add 3 to both sides to isolate the y, and we would end up with y equals 2x plus 3. And notice that this is the equation that has a slope of 2, and that has been translated 3 units up from the y value of 0, therefore having a y-intercept of 3. Alright, so that does it for another video. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and see you next week.